you peeps, this is Edo here for another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Here with me is Nightshade.
We don't have time for this.
We are on a crazy roller coaster. So many things have happened. We've been trying to prolong this trial in hopes that Gumshoe could find Maya. And then he got in an accident. And now we gotta go find Gumshoe.
At this point, the goose is more than overcooked.
It's just, it's burning. It's what it
and
is.
Somehow you're still putting on the stove.
Let's...
we already saved.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
All right.
March 23, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Nobody's happy with this.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is... it's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately? What? We have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Oh, it just got hella worse, didn't it?
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida.
Remember when you said earlier that there was no way that was him? Yeah.
Oh. Wow. What a way to throw this on our face, huh?
I said nothing. You did that.
Hey! Damn it. Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Ungard. So then... was her death a suicide? Now I'm curious. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Ungard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Ungard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Oh, fudge me, dude. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not have known it was a fake. That would have been with the spy camera, right? Pretty sure. Well, I probably could have done the bear too, huh? Oh well.
What's this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth.
It's not that old.
Earlier you claimed that Mr. Ungard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true... then this means Mr. Ungard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ungard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, It's not as if Mr. Angard monitored Mr. Corridor 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Angard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
Huh? Yes, you figured.
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Angard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
There, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's...
Yes, go on. Who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer.
Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this all right with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. Defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if this really is all right to do this.
Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us?
But wait.
Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please.
Very good, sir.
Oh my God, you have to be kidding me!
I told you it was going to get to other places. I mean, you cross-examined a parrot before.
But the parrot was there, okay?
The radio is also there.
Oh my God. Could this trial get any weirder?
My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
The fact that it's moving, it's so it's an inanimate object. It shouldn't be moving.
I say, what is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry.
Maya! Maya!
A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the killer.
Looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what will that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelley the killer. What is he going to say?
Witness testimony about my client.
Oh gosh.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
Cross-examination about my client.
I don't think I need to press that.
Actually,
Or should I? Should I press it?
I think in this one you don't have a choice. You have to press everything to move on.
Probably.
So
Okay, that makes sense. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients?
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry. Go on.
Well, it appears this one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. The trust between you and your client?
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it will be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients have ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. He will certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well, it was only hypothetical anyway.
wow, this is badly written.
It was only hypothetical anyway.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rule and acted outside of the prescribed role.
The role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you that right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself.
You better watch out. You better watch out.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
Ah, that egomaniacal.
It's not good for your elf to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know.
I think it's just after we're poking, but just make sure we haven't missed anything.
Hold on, don't say anything until I know.
Okay.
That's the same. This looks like the same. Oh, I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person?
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
Better is a word here.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand.
Oh,
Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree?
What is it?
now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida?
That person's name is... not John Cena. We made that joke a long time ago. Adrian Andrews.
What? Witness. That's not what you told me it was earlier.
Right now, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I shall think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? But this can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth from the back.
They got plates, son.
Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matangard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie.
But what you do I know from this witness?
You Surely the killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Madengard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that the Mr. Matt on guard is innocent.
Son of a biscuit.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached the verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, Engard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edward is right. The killer is lying. And Engard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Charlie the killer is certainly lying under oath.
It was...
Oh, it wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the nickel samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I had to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I have... The trial has to continue. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I cannot accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But the man on guard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edward that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor. God damn it. Oh no.
Has the verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is, how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
Legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
Witness testimony about my client, part 2.
Yay.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client has broken the rules.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The cogwheels, they're turning.
Yes, it is a radio.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore. I think I'm hallucinating.
Perhaps it's time for retirement.
That makes 2 of us.
Cross-examination about my client, part 2.
Okay. Oh, do I have to press everything?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. Ooh, but I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit.
Yeah?
How much is your fee?
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
No. I'm not thinking of high.
Mr. Wright,
Yes.
you want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you?
I remember this cross-examination. It's gonna be beautiful.
What? Why would you think something like that?
You're guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Oh my gosh. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. Tequila.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I will suggest you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services. Ever.
I don't trust you.
Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Oh my gosh, the judge. I swear. From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Huh? I think I know what it is. I'm trying to remember.
But what if we had more nuggets of gold somewhere in there?
Oh my god. So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Hangard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is my client's... The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall.
And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in, you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the sport's successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. The one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet.
All right, now that we had a little fun.
Okay, I'm trying to remember because obviously it's the fifth. It's the fifth one. It was no. It's this one. This is what's is contradicting.
But what contradicts what?
Because I'm trying to remember. Because I'm pretty sure when she was in there, she didn't know he was dead.
And now you're going to prove that.
Real quick, because she ended up stabbing it later, right? Well, yeah, she's ended up stabbing later because she had to come back. She took the outfit.
Okay.
The wine. It bears her fingerprints.
Well, tomato juice, but yeah.
Yeah,
the
well,
glass.
yeah, but like, why? You know what I mean? She wouldn't have filled it if she known that he was dead. She was filling it probably because he had fainted. That's the only thing I could think of. I'm presenting. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Killer. Sounds like I got this one right.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
It's my cocky Phoenix Wright ace attorney attitude. When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass.
Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Angie's calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. Dun, dun, dun.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Is it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corda's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Bam.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Oh. Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
I hope you don't mind I do maintenance on my gun while doing this. I might need it later.
Witness testimony request taking.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting the one client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Here we go.
Cross-examination request taking.
Okay. 1 week ago? Are you sure?
Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
A specific date and time? Did you ask why on that specific night?
No. I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? I'm gonna assume I'm gonna press that. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in one Corina's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
He must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I will not have known where the bear figurine was.
I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
It was very important. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet?
Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony.
Well, at least you're not penalized for this.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was that brief pause? I guess we press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking him in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Oh, shoot. What if I say no? Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him.
Him!
That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Oh, it was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client.
I don't know about that. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up about her.
So what is the issue? What did you just say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Oh!
The theme park.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. De Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Is that oil coming out? What am I looking at?
Don't worry about it.
Mr. Edgewood, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. De Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
Don't worry about it, Judge.
Surely the killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you will allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth. And nothing but the truth. That I can handle.
Next time, witness testimony request taking part 2.
Oh gosh. And the next episode, this is it, isn't it? We're here.
Yeah, this is most likely going to be it.
I want to finish this once and for all. We are going to find out in the next episode what happens if we do it. We're probably going to do it. There's no way. This guy is a jerk and needs to go, and so is the other person that's a jerk that we haven't seen in a while.
So what you're saying is you want justice for all once and for all.
Yes, exactly. Justice for all once and for all. This is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, with me, Edo, and Nightshade.
That might just be the title for the finale.
Probably. And with that, we are out of here. Bye.
Deep breath. We're almost there.
Almost. Almost.